Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Race Wife Life 77 for Better, for Worse. I am your host, Kelly Kromer, and I welcome you to our season one, episode 3, which is self care check in. How is your self care? Because I find that I am just awesome with telling everybody about how much self care is needed and is so important, and you have to take time for it and make time for it. And, you know, all these different ways to do self care. But I am terrible when it comes to actually doing self care. I am so busy, like just wanting to take care of everybody else, and always putting myself on the back burner. Um, I have like a membership somewhere to do some self-care stuff. And I am now like, I don't know, I have like 11 packages stacked up. Every month they take the money for it, and deduct it from my account, and they give me another package. And I have got like 11 packages stacked up. And I really need to call, now that I'm thinking about it, I really need to call and tell them to pause that until I can use these things. Because yeah, I don't take the time to do it. I really should, but I just don't, because it's just, oh, I don't have time. I got to go home, make dinner tonight, or I have to help, with the race car, or, oh, I got to do the laundry, or I've got to do, the grocery shopping, or, well, I should stay home and just organize my bills and straighten things up. And, just one thing after another. And I don't do the self-care. I mean, I sign up for these things so that I make time, and then I don't make time. It's just the reality. But with racing season just around the corner, I mean, it is crunch time, which is stress time. And then you throw in the fact that Kevin, my racer, number 77, is enduring chemotherapy and immunotherapy treatments. We have that. And just, my career, his business. I mean, just everything in life. Yeah, it's stressful, and it's always feeling like, no, there's so much more that we have to do instead of taking time for self-care, which is just ridiculous. I don't understand. If I can make time to do a load of wash, I can make time to go get a massage or something, or get my nails done. Something that is just, downtime for me, and not worrying about everybody else, because mentally and physically, it's overwhelming, and it's just not healthy. It's not healthy at all. And I think we all know this, but we never really take time for it. So just doing a little self-care check-in for all my ladies out there. I realize that a lot of you are my friends, my colleagues, my family, and a lot of you are race related ladies. And like I said, 2024 race season either has started for some of you, or is it just around the corner here with the weather breaking, and tracks are going to be opening. So there's going to be a lot more just need for self-care. So I'm checking in with all of you and everyone here to be sure that you take time. So what do you like to do for self-care? I know that I enjoy getting away a little bit, which we actually just did a little short getaway. I wish it could have been longer, but it's always fabulous. It's just something that we started doing just 3 years ago, and with friends. And I'm really grateful and glad that they asked us to take part in it, and that we started it as a tradition. And we did a little mental health and physical health kind of getaway, and got some fresh air, some sunshine, some time with friends to just escape reality, and even jumped on our motorcycle a little bit. So that was good times. And yeah, I appreciate that. And let's see what else. I like to go camping, because it's just, getting into a different environment, and just chilling out, not having to worry about anything. And I can't do all the chores that I do at home and kind of feel compelled to do when I'm at home, when I'm in my camper. I don't have a washer and dryer there, so I'm not doing laundry. So yeah, just somewhere, just removing myself from my main home, my main, stressors, the reality of things, and taking myself away so that I can take myself away from those chores and the need to do everything. Um, it's the only way I can really get away from it. I say I'm going to sit down and then I'm like, oh, wait, I'll just throw in a load of wash. Or I'm going to sit down and then it's like, oh, wait, I should start the dishwasher. Or, oh, wait, I should do something else. So I never really seem to sit down. And that's one thing Kevin always says. He's like, could you please just sit down? Are you going to just sit down? Come and watch this show with me. Just sit. Why must you always be going? Well, I don't know. Why must I always be going? Like, seriously, why must I always be going? Um, it's just who I am, I guess. I just always feel like there's something to be done. However, I really need to just stop, slow pace, back up, because with Kevin's cancer, I mean, it's just live for today, and just take breaks. Give your body what it needs. He's resting now. I mean, it's a Friday night. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm tired. I could be doing something else right now. I mean, I did do a load of wash. I threw that in before I started doing this. I had so much to do, but not worried about it. I did this. I started the dishwasher, did the dishes, threw in a load of wash, and Kevin actually is in bed. He has had his chemo treatment now for 3 days straight. Um, it was a rough, it was a rough treatment this time. These past, today, yesterday, Wednesday, um, beat him up a little bit. So he's actually in bed and been in bed for about an hour, hour and a half now because his body needed rest. And I'm like, yeah, listen to your body. Just go to bed. You've had your treatments and, go rest, because he wants to work in the garage tomorrow and wants to be at his best. So I'm like all about that. But me, why am I not resting? Like, why don't I tell myself that and follow through? So, anyway, um, I appreciate all of you out there that help me follow through. So that's why I decided to do this episode tonight. Because what do you do? What can you do? Just take a moment right now. Okay, pause with me. Okay, take a moment right now and just think, when was the last time you did something self care? Maybe it's today. Maybe you're great with self care. Maybe you do it like every single day. You make it a point to get up and do a reading, or maybe before you go to bed, you do something that's a reading or a calming or a yoga, or talking to friends, or I don't know. Like I said, whatever it might be that you do, um, I would love to hear it and share it. So, in future episodes here, when I go live, or when I have interviews with the lovely ladies out there who support their racer. And during our interview, one of the questions is going to be, what do you do for self care? Because I really feel that it's important that we support each other and that we do self care. So, what have I found in the past to be good for self care? Well, let's see. I like to go and get a massage once in a while. I like to get my nails done. Um, yeah, I'm really bad at this. um, okay, I like to talk to friends. I get together. If I can go out to dinner with my colleagues or friends, um, I love to do that, because that's just my moment of, okay, getting away from the house, getting away from the chores, and just catching up, with some laughter and life with others. Um, so yeah, so going maybe out to dinner, have a drink, whatever, with some friends. Let's see what else. Kickboxing. I love kickboxing. I mean, never in my life did I think that I would like kickboxing. I mean, I used to be in dancing school growing up. I mean, I danced from age 3 to 16. I was in dancing school. I quit dancing because I went into the theater the plays, tried out for the plays and did plays and everything like that in high school. So the high school plays. So that was fun. And there was some dancing for musicals and stuff. But anyway, so I used to do dancing, but like never anything more than that. I don't know. I wasn't a runner or anything. And I actually had to have a hip replacement back in 2014. I had my right hip replaced. Yeah. I don't know what happened to it. I mean, but it was like completely like disintegrated. I mean, looking at the pictures and everything that they showed me, the doctor showed, I mean, they said I had the hip of a 90-year-old. I don't know where that came from or what happened. But somehow, some way, my right hip was just awful. And I was limping and I wasn't, couldn't do like even lift my foot up to tie my shoe. It was just terrible. So I had a hip replacement, and I mean, like I said, I was never a runner or anything, but now that hip replacement was like the best thing ever, and I'm so grateful I did it. And of course, they said like just take care of it. It should last you for the rest of your life. Just don't do any like heavy impact type of thing. Well, what did I do? Well, I decided, you know what, I wanted to do some weight loss and I wanted to do some cardio, and I tried locally doing some kickboxing classes, and it was great. Well, first of all, I did it with friends and colleagues. So you add your friends, you add your colleagues, and together it is great. I mean, anything you're doing is great. So we loved it. Okay. And then I kind of branched off from one place and got away from it for a little bit. It just, I don't know, we all just kind of fizzled out because it was like holidays and stuff like that. And after doing it for a good amount of time, I mean, it was like a year or a year and a couple months. But then after that, we went and just kind of fizzled out from it. But then I went and joined another kickboxing place, and I absolutely loved it. And then COVID struck. And so there was no going, but they had it online. So I got a bag in my basement, and I had gloves, and they had online. So I did that, and I dropped a lot of weight, and it just felt wonderful, 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 wonderful. And I continued to do that and everything. And then I kind of stopped that and just didn't didn't do a whole lot with the kickboxing. Kind of just started doing my stationary bicycle, decided to go with that whole, jump on that bandwagon. So I got a stationary bicycle and I started doing that and loved that and did like core and some weights. So that is something that is good self-care. That I started doing. And then, I have my great times where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like 6 weeks, 3 months where I'm doing great. And then I like just fall off from doing that. So, and it's like, ugh, it's so hard to get back on. I feel so good when I do it, but I just can't always stay with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, oh, it's like, oh my gosh, after a workout, I'm like, I'm so proud of myself and I just feel so good and my days go better and all of that feeling is wonderful. But something happens where either I get sick and then it takes like a week or two to get over my cold and all. And then I'm out of it. And then I don't go back into it. And it's just so hard to get started back in that routine, or I go away or something. And then when I come back, it's been too long and I haven't done it. So anyway, but yeah, for me, kickboxing, and just doing like core exercises or even some light arm weights. That is just something that I stay focused on. I have to think only in that moment of what the reps are and things like that. So it totally clears my head and it is my one true escape. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to fare with my hip in a few years. Right now, it's great. Actually, I feel kind of worse if I don't do it. I feel like everything just kind of stiffens up and doesn't want to work right, and I get aches and pains when I don't exercise. But yeah, I've fallen off that wagon, and I need to get back on. So maybe tomorrow morning, because tomorrow's Saturday, so I need to really just tomorrow, Sunday, whatever, get back on doing those exercises. So those are some of my self-care tips and some things to share with all of you, that if you haven't tried it, try it. Even if you just do like a 10-minute core, there is so much online that you don't even need to like get memberships to these places. I just will YouTube, kickboxing in my home or something. And I find stuff. I mean, it's great. So really, like I said, you don't even need to get memberships. You can find anything out there for free. Um, Otherwise, if you have friends, family that are doing something and working out, or going to a gym, hey, it is great to have that person that will motivate you and hold you accountable. That's the main thing. Um, Kevin had started exercising here when he got diagnosed with cancer and started getting his chemo treatments. He has been doing exercising like he has never done before. Um, and that just motivates me. However, like I said, we've been going through just some things. He had a cold. Um, and then we just kind of got out of the routine of it, and we need to get back in. So with his chemo treatments this week, he's just been kind of tired. They've just made him tired. Um, and therefore he's just been resting. But I really need to get back into my routine. But he's my motivation there, because if he can do this and do his exercises each morning, then so can I. And it's just something that, just it's a great mindset. So let's see, there is walking, yoga, um, just some deep breathing, taking 5 minutes and just deep breathing, maybe reading a book. Okay. Put down the electronics. I know I get addicted to this stuff. Putting down the electronics and just, take a moment, pick up a magazine, pick up a book, just do something. Oh, puzzles. I love puzzles. I have a colleague, thank you to her, who, when I said about Kevin being diagnosed with cancer back in November, she asked what I like to do. And so some things that just kind of will pass the time. I'm like, I love puzzles, but never do them. I love to read more and get away from the electronics. Um, and Yeah, she went and she got me puzzles and she got me a bunch of books. And that is wonderful and so sweet. And I appreciate that. So just having people in your life that understand you, um, are compassionate, empathetic, and have been going through the same type of thing, whether it be with their spouse or whether a family member, but or have been through it in the past. So helpful, so helpful. Which brings me to this tonight. Um, I just wanted to take a moment because this is my therapy. Talking to all of you and just being able to clear my head of everything else, getting a guaranteed sitting moment, and just regrouping, rethinking, and recollecting myself. So, thank you for all listening and being here. In the comments, I would love for you to share what you like to do for self care, because I'm always looking for more things. And, when do you fit it in? Do you do it in the morning? Do you do it in the evenings? Do you do it on your lunch break where you can go out for a walk? You get an hour and you spend 15 minutes eating and then you walk. Um, I mean, speaking of work, I mean, even at my work, we had like a little club and a little thing that we did um, together, that we would stay after work and just do a half-hour walk together. Anything just to try and get moving and to become aware and hold each other accountable. So, even that. So, any of my colleagues that are watching, hey, what happened? Why do we stop doing that? Let's do that again. Whether it be the morning walking crew before work or whether it be the afternoon, that's something that maybe I'll start getting that going. So I'm hoping that this motivates any and all of you to just take a moment and think, what can I do to motivate myself? But also, who else could be helping me and motivating me? Because I know we all sit around a lot of times, whether it be with my friends, whether it be with my colleagues, it's like talking about, oh yeah, I should be doing this, I should be doing this. And instead of sitting around together, I mean, like seriously, why don't we start planning something? So on that note, um, yeah, walking before or after work with some colleagues, um, doing some sort of exercise class, gym, online. We've even said like, hey, if there's a space at work that, and we can bring up like some sort of YouTube like cardio, um, dance, like Zumba, anything, and do it together in this open area before we go home and get sidetracked with family and cooking and dishes and all that, to just stay at work the extra half hour and do that would be wonderful, and a guaranteed it's done. Because I don't know about all of you, but once I get home, that's it. That's it. Everything else consumes me, and out the window with the self-care. So it's either get up really early before anybody else is awake, although the dog wakes up and wants to work out with me, and that's always a thrill too. Do you have pets? Do your pets want to like work out with you or like be right there with you when you're trying to exercise? Mine is right there. Um, yeah, usually he's throwing his toys on me or, just in my way as I'm trying to do my sit ups. He's right under my back. As I'm going down, he's right there. So to do, it's just crazy. So I love him. And anyway, there's all of these obstacles, but they can be overcome. So wrapping up for tonight, self care. This was just a self care check in. That's what I labeled this episode because I want to make sure with everything coming up for racing season and the stressors and the demands and the love and the passion that we have for our racer, I want to make sure that everybody is taking some time for self care and not just talking about it and saying, yeah, sure, I'm going to hold you accountable. Okay. We're going to check in on this. When I do my interviews with my future ladies here that are up and coming to be, on the show here with me, we're going to talk about what do you do for self-care, okay? Because we're going to make sure we're doing it. And I'm going to have all of you check in with me and make sure I'm accountable too, okay? So, on that note, I think I'm just going to go. Wrapping up. What did we talk about? Hey, I'm a counselor, I'm a teacher, I'm a mom. So, you know what? I'm going to do a review with you right now. Okay. Before we go, we're going to review what we learned. Seriously. Yeah, we are. Okay. So, what are you going to do? What can you do? You can do something in the morning. I mean, even if it's 10 minutes, 10 minutes, take 10 minutes. You can find 10 minutes. Okay. 10 minutes off of social media. And you can just take the time to do some stretches, do some walking, um, find a video of just 10-minute early morning workout. Okay, so find some sort of movement. It could, if you're not up to moving or you want to break from not moving, then pick up a book, do a puzzle, 10 minutes or more. Okay, at work on your lunch break, do a little bit of walking before work, after work, go in a little early, stay a little late, and do laps around where you work. Get colleagues, see if anybody wants to do it with you, or take a change of clothes and, do a video of dancing or something, like I said, and even get a group together. Kickboxing, like I said, love it. And you don't need a bag. You don't need gloves. You can just do like just punching into the air, because they say that actually is like even better. Let's see what else. Yeah, I like to get my nails done. Going just getting together with friends, and just having dinner, just a conversation, anything. Just getting together, stepping out of your usual realm and going to a different location so that you are taking yourself out of the area where you normally work and everything else, to take a break. Because go somewhere where you can't do chores. I like to go camping too. So if you can get out in the outdoors, that's good. The weather's breaking here, and hoping that in the upcoming weeks, there'll be more outdoor time, more self-care time. So yeah, whatever you can do. If it just requires, like I said, picking up a book, a puzzle, or connecting with others and holding yourself accountable and letting them hold you accountable, that's great. So just some food for thought. And just, I appreciate you taking time, because this tonight was self-care for me. It just has gotten me out of thinking about everything else that needs to be done. up and coming and the reality of just what we're going through on a daily basis. Um, so, yeah, thanks for listening. I think I'm going to sign off now and say um, until our next episode, I appreciate you and make sure that you know that you are worth it and that you need to take time for yourself and pick a time, set a timer on your phone, anything, and do the self care. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. I look forward to hearing what you do. Seriously, put it in the comments below and let me know. And ladies, your time is coming to be on here with me, and that's going to be one of your questions. So start getting up with some self care ideas and please share with us what you love. Okay. All right. Thank you much. And we'll see you again soon. All right. Take care. Bye.